Did I receive divine intervention from a guardian angel, or was it just another soul that helped me through the most challenging time of my life? I am not sure. We seem to become more open to the people we need in times of crisis, but I also suspect some universal force may send them. Certainly, I have been fortunate that they often seem to appear when needed the most. On a moonlit night, only weeks after my son's death, I escaped to the hot mineral springs of the Esalen Institute on the coast of California to be alone and literally figure out if I wanted to live or die. On my first night there, I immersed myself in a dark pool of hot mineral water, poised under a star-ridden sky, and listened to the sound of crashing Pacific Ocean waves on the cliff below me. At first, I was alone, but then the silhouette of another person slipped into the pool. We started to talk in the shadows. That's when I met the soul that saved me. The warm, inviting, subtly lit mineral baths at Esalen are set on a cliff overlooking the Pacific, where waves break like an orchestra of white foam over the boulders below. Cloudy water over 110 degrees, constantly replenished from the springs above, flows down the cliff, through the baths, and eventually into the cold ocean below. When I finally did arrive, there were still a few people scattered around the 4 mineral pools, but luckily not many. Since it was midweek and late, most people were up around the fire pit at the retreat a few hundred yards away. I was alone at last, to find myself or lose myself. I wasn't sure which. Quietly, I discarded my clothes and surreptitiously waded into one of the dimly lit mineral pools. There I sat, looking up at the sky, ignoring the other couple of people who wandered in or out, enjoying my silence and solitude. When Max first appeared in the shadows across from me, she was just another silhouette in the dark night. A communal feeling results in those pools late at night, but one where people generally respect each other's space and need for reflection. The two of us continued sitting silently, looking up at the stars, feeling the natural mineral water's warm, healing beauty in a night covered in immense darkness lit by tiny white lights above. The company of an additional shadow or two enjoying the same experience was enough to allow some solitude while keeping the personal loneliness from taking over. I was thankful for the occasional shapes around me, but over time they meandered away, except for one. Eventually, the other silhouette moved to change their view of the stars and, as a result, came and sat nearer to me. Far enough away to be respectable, but close enough for me to make out the outline of a woman, hair pulled back with defined shapes of a neck and chiseled jaw. I expect I was just an outline with features equally unclear to her. When we finally did exchange pleasantries, there was a captivating kindness and a silk-like tenderness in her voice. After speaking for a while, I remember thinking how strange it was to be so close to another person you can hardly see, naked, communicating and connecting with the power of words alone. No ego, sexual drive, or shyness, just purely an emotional and intellectual connection so rare to experience when our immediate judgments are usually based on many external factors, like looks, clothes, or facial expression. Initially, there was none of that with Max, just kind, soothing conversation. That conversation weaved into a story that lasted months and still affects me all these years later. Those few minutes of conversation turned into hours under that unforgettable sky. Those few hours turned into a night spent lying together, talking, then into weeks, and a journey together to try and help refugees arriving in Lesbos, Greece, from Turkey in 2017. After spending cold weeks together in a futile attempt to overcome Greek bureaucratic red tape, we eventually gave up. We traveled instead on a romantic trip to the beautiful island of Santorini, where some warmth started to slowly feed my soul and badly broken heart. But that story of some level of renewal all started with a calming, soft voice from a shadow in the middle of the night, and her first few words telling me she was a doctor who had spent over a decade working at a hospice facility, interacting daily with the journey of death and helping people with that grief. Even though a longer-term relationship wasn't meant to be, Max was the perfect person to be my bridge forward during that time of loss. Without realizing it, I needed love to help compensate for my pain, and understanding from a person in a world which few can understand. She gave me a little happiness to fill the void where all happiness used to live, a hand to hold, a smile to enjoy, hope, and a reminder that life can go on. The universe, God, or fate decided to provide that to me, and I will forever be grateful. Was it the universe or some divine force that provided her to me, or was it just a coincidence? I don't know, but I do know she gave me the support and hope to live, love, survive, and hopefully do some good in the world. If the universe doesn't provide for you the way it did for me, perhaps you must find that partner from within. It's a challenging task, I know. I am eternally grateful that I may have met the one person in the world who was perfectly equipped to help me that fateful night. But one thing is sure during your grief: community and compassion for yourself and from others can be a huge aid in your recovery. I also know that you can't receive that aid and compassion unless you open the door and let it come into your life.
Books referenced in this audio chapter can be found in our curated list of meaningful books at lighthouselanebooks.com.